Hello friends, in this video we are going to look into circular motion. Circular motion. Now what is circular motion? It's nothing but a particle moving with uniform velocity about a circle of radius r and center O with uniform speed v. If the particle moves about a circle of radius r and center O with a uniform speed v, then the particle is said to be following a circular motion, uniform circular motion. Now, when a particle follows a uniform circular motion, it undergoes an acceleration towards the center O, and that acceleration is called centripetal acceleration. And the expression for centripetal acceleration is A centripetal is equals to v square by r, and this v is, if this v is directed in this direction and r is directed in this direction, then this centripetal acceleration is directed in minus r direction, that is towards the center. So it is given by mod v square by r mod r times r cap minus of r cap. Fine. Now how this acceleration comes, I will just show you subsequently. Fine. Now let us first see the parametric equation, the parametric coordinates of a particle following circular motion about an origin O. Let's see that. Let me draw the coordinate axis. This is the x-axis, this is the y-axis, and this is the center origin. And this is the particle following uniform path of the particle following uniform circular motion. Now suppose the particle is at this point P at a certain instant of time t, and it is making an angle of theta with respect to the x-axis. Then what can be the coordinates of the particle in the Cartesian plane? Now this OP, let us call this R. Fine. OP is equals to R. Now this angle is theta, so the x coordinate, that is the component of OP in the OX direction, this is r cos theta, hence the x component is r cos theta. Fine. Now the component of r in the y direction is r sin theta, so the y coordinate is r sin theta. Now if the angular velocity which is defined as omega equal to d theta dt, that is constant in uniform circular motion, is defined. Fine. Now we all know that the circumference, the arc traced by a particle uh, that subtends an angle theta at the center of the circle is given by length of the arc equal to arc times theta, where theta is the angle subtended by the at the center of the circle, and L is the length of the arc, and R is the radius of the circle. Now what is V? V is essentially dl dt, which is essentially d dt of r theta. Now this is a uniform circular motion, so r is constant, so we can take r out. So this is r d theta dt, which we call r omega, as omega is defined to be this. Fine. Okay, nice enough. Now what is this theta? This theta is omega times t, which is because omega is constant in a uniform circular motion, so theta is equals to d theta dt equal into t. Since this omega is constant, so theta equal to omega t. Fine. Now the coordinates of P can now be represented as R cos V, R cos omega t, and R sin omega t. Fine. Now this omega is equals to V by R. Fine. So let us replace omega in this equation. We get P equal to R cos Vt by R, R sin Vt by R. Now this is the coordinate of position vector of particle P. Now if we differentiate it twice with respect to time, we would get the acceleration vector, which is equals to, so it's not feasible, I think now it's feasible, d square p dt square, which will come out to be v square by r cos Vt by r minus v square by r sin Vt by r. This is consistent with this equation. Fine. Now let us look at what is angular acceleration. It is defined as the rate of change of angular velocity omega, that was defined earlier as d theta dt with respect to time. Now this angular acceleration is 0 because the omega is constant for a uniform circular motion. So for uniform circular motion, this angular acceleration, if we call this as alpha, this alpha is equals to 0 radian per second square. Fine. Now when does this alpha become non-zero? Clearly this becomes non-zero when there is a non-uniform circular motion. That is, the particle is not maintaining a constant speed while moving in a circle. At that time we get an angular acceleration. Fine. Now so that's all about the introduction of circular motion. In the next video I am going to show you some applications of circular motion as well as some basic problems related to it. So that's it from this video, friends. Thank you, goodbye, and have a good day.